I on or no? Oh, that was my fault. We was like halfway on. I don't know. I just pushed. Yo, I thought we took care of that. What happened? Porque eso ya está de too much. And I do apologize if y'all hear the fan. It's 8 o'clock and it's finally under 100 degrees. And I don't even want to turn the studio lights on. Like, I really would like to do this whole episode in the dark, but can't do that. It's not a thing. And I am fully lit up. We're getting there. Give me a second. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Susan. The shashing, Susan. The shashing. Everybody, yeah. Yeah. Rock your body, yeah. Yeah. Rock your body. That's not how it goes. Kasabian's back. All right. Boom, boom, boom. No. All right. What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. We have a great show. Believe it or not, ChatGPT assisted with the intro per usual. But different little monologue this time because I don't have that many stories. Honestly, these are just topics. I swear to God, this is gonna drive me crazy this whole episode. I don't understand why it's so springy. And it's really gonna drive me crazy. I don't know. I want the old one. This new setup is blah. All right. Anyway, let's get into these topics. We have a bunch of topics, and I just want to have fun with today's show. ChatGPT wrote the intro, and I mean, I'm not making a big deal of it, but this is episode 500, and I'm pretty excited. I don't know, man. Doing new things is scary. This was a new thing. I've been here for so long, it doesn't feel like a new thing anymore. So I need to keep it fresh, and that's what we do. We just keep on adding new elements to the show, but I love doing this, and I appreciate it, and I'm doing my best to get back to full timing this. But this is episode 500, and I mean, I'm just proud. I'm very proud, and I want to say thank you for all the listens, the likes, the views, the plays, the everything. I did this without my music. I did this on my own. A small team that's assisted, but we've done this in-house, and I'm just proud of being able to say that I put it together. And this is episode 500. Let's get into it. Let's play some music. I got to play my biggest song, Unstoppable. This song came out, and since the day it came out, it gets played every day. It's another proud moment of mine, so I might as well start episode 500 with my biggest song. And just thank y'all. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. 500. That's a big, big, big deal. Man, who does 500 to anything? This guy, huh? Yeah. Let's turn it up.
I know that you want me to fail, but no, I won't.
And this is the Empire.
I'll keep fighting.
More gangbanging this year?
Till I sit in heaven, I will never stop.
Yeah.
Never stop.
I got him asking, who the fuck is this?
It's Kasabian.
I'm back.
in this bitch. I took a year off and still on the same shit. Speed past the strip,
Hit the east
with
with
a bad bitch.
Hey.
Then bring her back
To the crib. You already know this.
On my last two tracks, I
Why
broke
does
it
that keep
down
going?
and I ripped it. I'm still on the east side,
Boy,
nigga,
come kick it. Oh, you ain't know?
I still kill shit. It's
Empire to the death of me.
So motherfucker,
Right now, don't go testing me. Bow.
beast mode, pushing brakes off my chest like a buster. Heard about you a buster. Who you tryna play, homeboy? You ain't fucker. I'm
It's a
here to
great
be
song.
mad disrespectful. Don't let the pretty face
fool
fool
you.
you. God damn it, I told you before that I am.
Unstoppable.
Yeah,
I know that you want me to fail, but no, I won't.
nah.
I'll keep fighting until the day I'm in a
It's Kasabian. Kasabian Lavoe 1.
Call me back. Now how the fuck you 27 and you
That's such a good song. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Welcome back. This is episode. Oh, my bad. This is episode 500. My bad. I gotta cut that short. I'm just happy to be here. I slow rolled it to 500. We were doing mad episodes. Quantity was not giving quality, so just reassessing. But hey, we in here and it's the show that never ends. My name is Kasabian Lavoe. I don't understand what's wrong with this device today. If any, I don't know. I think so I got iOS 18 on all my devices now. And the way the teleprompter works is that it sits over the camera with iPad. The iPad hasn't been acting right since the update. I ain't gonna lie, to the juro. It's been crazy. But it's okay. We got a lot of things going on, and we'll just take our time with the show today. I ain't in no rush. I'm in here. I just want to have a good day. It's been so hot, I was going to run away from the episode. It was 102 degrees when I came into the studio. My mustache sweats. I'm Spanish, okay? I can't help it. I don't want to have a little towel and dampen my face every 2 seconds. That's weird because we're live. If I wasn't live and it was like one of those pre-recorded things where they could walk up to me and go, Kasabian, pat you, let me pat you, I'd let them. But that's not how this works. My bad, because Susan's going to get mad at me. And y'all gonna get mad at me because we're about to embark on episode 500. I'm so geeked. I'm just really geeked, and this might even be the wrong script. ChatGPT writes the intro and the monologue. I do the show. We got a lot of things to cover, but not all of them were in the news. Welcome back, beautiful people. My name is Kasabian Lavoe. Good evening. We have another thrilling episode of the Kasabian Lavoe Show, and I'll be your host with talent on loan from God. Oh, that's what was happening. I see it now. It's in my inner ear. It was the inner ear, Susan. My bad, y'all. Let's start at the top. It was funny because I heard something. I just didn't know what it was. Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. My name is Kasabian Lavoe, and I'll be your host with talent on loan from God. Bringing you the latest and greatest news live from Las Vegas and beyond. So let's buckle up and get into tonight's show. The lineup is packed with stories that you don't want to miss. First, we got a story straight out of California. I love Cali, and so much things have been going on in Cali. Got to stay in Cali for a little bit. But the Bears have decided to crash the party, literally. Bears are invading all over California, and if you check TikTok, Facebook, and anywhere, you'll see bears just randomly walking through people's houses like pets. It's pretty amazing how they just barge in and smell the food, get the food, and then get out. Anyway, we'll be breaking down that and more, and what does it really mean for the residents with the wildlife? Because it seems like wildlife is taking over. And you know, the state animal in California is the bear. It's a big bear. Anyway, we'll dive into the world of high fashion. Why did that do that? We'll dive into the world of high fashion and couture with the Real Real. Did you know that most of the items that were being sold there are counterfeit or considered fake? Now, I don't have the story to back that whole thing up, like Juvenile in the 99 and the 2000, but I'm not too sure that that's not a true statement. Like, when I heard that, I was almost 300% sure that that might be a real thing. So the Real Real selling fakes, and we'll get into that and see exactly what that means. Because, to be honest with you, the resale market, I do believe should be abolished. If there was one thing I do believe should be abolished, it's the resale market. Switching gears, let's get into entertainment. We noticed that Justin Timberlake has sleepy eyes, okay? Sometimes older folks get sleepy eyes, okay? That's what Justin has. We'll talk about Justin's sleepy eyes. And, you know, I ain't gonna front. He don't look too bad for 45. Most dudes at his age at 45 fall to pieces. Like, have you seen his bandmates? Anyway, what's going on with our favorite pop star? Can we leave Justin alone? I heard Candace say that, so I thought I would say it too. Can we leave Justin alone? After delving into entertainment, I fell into this story that I wanted to cover and I want to bring to you guys, and it's deep. It's deep in my heart. Jennifer Lopez's team wants to take her in the country. They think that Jennifer Lopez should go to Nashville and do what J.Lo did. Woo, that's fucking great. We'll talk about that and more. Walmart is going to spin the block. Walmart Plus last week had Walmart Plus week, but we got all types of cool items. Loner went and bought a fan for no reason. I bought a bunch of junk I didn't really need, but shout out to Walmart Plus for that. Now Walmart's bringing their own week deal, and it's coming in July. This is like Prime deals all over, literally all over. Like Walmart's hooking it up online in store. Go in store and check it out. This is not an ad. I do not get paid by Walmart to do this. I simply do this because I use the app. It has been very beneficial in my life. It saves time in my life. The convenience that it has brought me to my busy and productive life is actually amazing. Like, I'm completely blown away, and I would love to have a deal with Walmart and the Waltons to discuss Walmart Plus even more because I think Walmart Plus is a great product. Now listen, don't miss out on deals because you're too proud to go check out Walmart Plus. If you have if you have Zeus, you can afford Walmart Plus, and it's worth it in the savings. Within the first time that you shop, you should get your money back. That shit sounds like an ad. It's not an ad. They're not paying me. More California news. It's not an ad. It'd be nice though. More California news. The California cannabis industry is facing new challenges. They have found pesticides, and not just like regular pesticides that we can say, well, these will wash away. We're talking about some of the most lethal pesticides that humans should not ingest or take in at all. And it shouldn't even be used on products that are ingested by humans. How is California going to regulate pesticides in the cannabis industry? One of my bigger fears was this. We'll dive into it a little bit more and understand exactly what this means for the cannabis industry, because it's scary. And I don't like how loosey-goosey these people are with the regulations. And I don't think that big pharma or giant industry should be involved. I think micro growers should be the max cap. Anything that turns into a super giant industry where they're using pesticides that could kill you to sell you the product that used to be grown out of a pot in a backyard safely, I have a problem with that. I thought that cannabis going public per se was gonna help, not ruin and probably kill people. Anyway, we have a lot of TV recaps. Have you seen Perfect Wife? It is wild. We'll talk about Kendrick's Pop Out and Show 'em, and we'll also get into Perfect Wife. Now, Perfect Wife is probably one of the craziest things that could happen to anybody that's in a relationship, right? Like your spouse just disappearing. We'll get into that, and then the nasty work behind it, as well as the spaces on X and the Joe Budden fandom. Like, it just doesn't go away. People literally go into spaces and talk about Joe. It's great. There's a person that's been talking about Joe Budden for like 20 years, and she ain't done shit. I don't even know if she got a regular job, because all she do is wait around for Joe to do some shit, and then she pop out and start talking. She pop out and show everybody all the time the same shit. Joe. Yo, bro, Love and Hip Hop ain't even on TV no more. We don't even know Joe Budden from Love and Hip Hop no more. But we'll get into it. As well as Julian Assange accepted a plea deal. That's breaking news. We'll get into that. And in the automotive world, it's nasty. It's buzzing because the car industry right now is being crippled by one hacker group. Yes, one hacker group has entered the car industry, not the manufacturers, just the dealerships. And they're not allowing them to not only sell the cars, but the system that processes the monies to pay the sales agents, the dealerships, that whole system is down. And nobody knows what to do. This is great. It's like this is really the end of a lot of dumb processes, I would hope. If it's not the end of a lot of dumb processes, we're in for a treat with how many more taxes and how many more stupid rules they're about to put in place because they can't figure life out. How safe are you in the digital age? Not at all. Things are getting really tough out here. Anyway, as scary as things are getting in the automotive industry, XXL put out their 2024 freshman list. All I gotta say is shout out to that Mexican OT. I love that Mexican OT. Shout out to his father. I think it's cool when men have fathers. I didn't have one. I look up to that. I look up to fathers that take care of their sons. I love that I could say, I love you, son, and my son say, I love you too, dad, because I couldn't say that as a child. Shout out to that Mexican OT, and we'll jump into the list and see who's available. Like, I don't even know who's available in hip-hop today. Who's available on that list that we would know? We'll talk about it. Grab you a snack. Let's get comfortable. Let's dive into all these stories, and welcome back to the Kasabian Lavoe Show. Trust me, it's going to be one hell of a show. I promise. I don't promise anything anymore. I really stopped making promises a long time ago. That monologue was very interesting. I didn't think that ChatGPT would be able to do it that way. So, if you tune in to your TikTok, X, Facebook, anywhere on the internet, I'm not on Instagram. That fucking place is a hellhole. I'm sure you've seen the bear invasion. Like, not here or there or cute little bears. Big giant behemoths that are walking through homes and ravaging. Well, they're not ravaging because it seems that only some of them go through the houses and tear them apart looking for the food that they smell miles and miles away. Others seem to gently walk into the homes, allowing themselves in, gracefully getting their food and leaving. It's very impressive to watch an expedition walk into your home, open your freezer, grab food, and just walk out like nothing happened. There's baby bears dancing in the street. They're opening car doors. They're attacking restaurants. The last video I saw was a bear trying to get into the back door of a restaurant, and a young lady had like a pot she was bringing into the back of the restaurant, and the bear lunged at her and like it scratched her. Bears are not supposed to be around us. We're not supposed to be that close to bears. Now, don't get me wrong. For hundreds and hundreds of years, bears were in California, and I'm sure they were a lot worse because those brown bears are huge. But they're coming back, and we're not doing anything to keep them away. There's a waste of our tax dollars that's occurring here that I don't think you understand. If they don't protect those animals from not only us, but if they don't protect the ecosystem, they have to stop it. If you let these bears continually come down into the city, look for different ways to get food, that's going to become a norm. And then how are you going to stop 17 Ford Expeditions charging through your neighborhood, ravaging for fucking oodles and noodles because your Airbnb left a bunch of food out? Like, dead ass, scariest shit I've ever seen is the bear invasion. And just keep an eye out for what's really happening because coyotes are all over Vegas. So if you haven't looked up to that, coyotes are all over Vegas on the west and the south side. And on the east side, they have a mouse and rat infestation. The animals are taking over. Be prepared for what's to come. Just be prepared. Animals are just going to run and ravage everything. I promise. The story out of the Real, or the story about the Real, I don't know how credible it is. I didn't want to jump into it fully, but I don't doubt it. Like, bootlegging is probably one of the, well, they say the oldest industry is P, but this might be up there too. If you make something good, somebody's going to copy you. And if you make it good enough, they're going to copy that shit good enough too and make just as much or more money. Did you know, here's a great bootlegging story. Outside of NASCAR being invented and birthed through bootlegging and transporting alcohol, the guy that made the big red boots, the Mischief Red Boots, said he only sold like 20 of them. All of them were bootleg. To the point where he had to go and get with the bootleg manufacturers and just produce the bootleg ones himself. He just bought out the companies and he ended up producing all the bootleg ones. So if you own one of them big dumb red boots, and you know which boots I'm talking about, the Mischief Red Boots, if you have a pair of those, 9 times out of 10, those are going to be fake. But he did it that way on purpose because the bootleggers beat him to it. Isn't that crazy? So the Real is a website that lets you take your expensive clothing that costs you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars, and then resell it to folks that have an urge to purchase that clothing but don't have the pockets to do so new, which is dope. I'm a fan of Buffalo Exchange. I love thrifting. I'm not a fan of the Real, or I think there's another one. So there's all types of Posh Closet. There's all types of these services. Now, my biggest problem is if I can't touch it, it's hard for me to let go of too much money online. I've gotten better. There's probably thousands of purchases I made that are very expensive, but when it comes to clothes, I'm big. I just realized I'm built like a Neanderthal. I'm only 5'6" and I'm real wide. I don't look like that goofy ass Ninja Turtle plumber guy. Like, he's really wide. He might be a Neanderthal. Not me so much. Because Joe Rogan said Neanderthals are like 5'6", 210. I'm only 183. And if I was 210, I would look like a refrigerator or a fucking sausage. Listen, I can't just put on anything. I got to try my clothes on. And I like print tees and I just like old shit because it looks cool. But if you want to shop and want to save, hit the Real, right? They should have all types of products and items that you're looking for at a great deal. But when they're fake and you're getting robbed, that's not cool. And who holds them to a higher standard? Didn't StockX go through the same shit with hundreds and thousands of Nikes that were coming up fake? Jordans and Nikes, like literally certified by them. These are real. These are real. And then Nike went and bought just 100 of the same shoe and realized every pair was fake. Nike themselves confronted, like reselling honestly is going to come to a hold or at least a regulation. Something has to occur. And I'm not a fan of regulations, but I'm not a fan of people getting robbed either. If you're going to sell me something fake, let me pay the fake price. When we went to the swap meet, there was two sides of the swap meet. Every store had them. You had the real side with the Sean John and Echo and all the dope shit. And then this side has Sean John and Echo too. But for some reason, you can get 4 of these t-shirts for $5. And that Gino Green Globe t-shirt over there costs $300. But they both look alike. And the one in my closet today is the bootleg one for $20, not the $300 one. Situational. But there's no swap meets no more. At least not around me, not where I live. If there was a swap meet on this side of town, I'd probably kick myself in the head. The real is the best thing, but you can't trust them. Now, I'm not saying you can't. You probably can, because I don't have any evidence. This is all speculative, and this is just a bunch of stories that I was reading. And I didn't want to bring the stories because I just didn't feel like they were that relevant. But I don't like people getting robbed. And if the real is going to correct this, I would love to hear from them. And if you shop from them, just be wary. I don't think it's nothing personal or nothing against the business. I just think that bootlegging is really, really good. Well, bootleggers are really good at what they do, and bootlegging has gotten to a level that it's good, not bad bootleg. Like, you understand that at one point, bootleg was almost identical quality, just made by somebody else. Then you started to lose quality throughout the years, but we're getting right back to where bootleg and name brand are almost on the same level. So it's interesting to watch, but just be wary. That's all. It scared me. It scared me to think of that because my daughter's like, oh, I'm buying off of Shein and I'm shopping here, shopping there. And I don't want her just getting robbed off of some fake name brands, but we can just go to the mall and spend all the money and look dumb when you're dead broke. I get sleepy eyes. I know I do. I got fat, heavy eyes and I want to get my eyelids cut because I look tired all the time. I think Justin Timberlake got the same shit, but he got the surgery to make his eyes look like this. Because when he was out there dancing, he was like, I can't even do that shit for too long. My eyes get all dry. But imagine if your eyes stayed open like that, like pinched open, they would be red and bloodshot and you would almost look like you're on meth. Just saying. I don't think Justin Timberlake is out here doing drugs because him and his wife are going through it. I just think Justin Timberlake is 40 plus years old and he's on tour and is whooping his ass. The drink they said that he had in the Hamptons was like some crazy drink that's all alcohol with 4 different alcohols, and it's just like a kicker, right? Just a doozy of a drink. You take it and go home. I don't think Justin's falling apart, and I don't think this is the end of Justin Timberlake, or we're watching the undemised time and our superstar falling apart. No, dude. First off, let him live. I'm not a DUI fan. Go get a driver. You got too much money for that, so I don't appreciate that, but I understand. Let Justin live. And stop talking to him about that hussy he was fucking with on set. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. All right, let's get into this first story, then we'll jump into the other topics. This was breaking news at the top of the show out of the Washington Post. Julian Assange, the founder of the anti-secret site WikiLeaks, has reached a tentative deal to plead guilty to 1 count of violating the Espionage Act for his role in obtaining and publishing classified military and diplomatic documents from 2009 to 2011, according to the court filings. The plea deal would end a long-running legal saga and transatlantic tug of war that pitted national security against press freedom. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, right? He's expected to be sentenced on Wednesday in North Marina Island, according to the letter filed by the Justice Department in the remote U.S. jurisdiction Monday evening. He will then return to his home country of Australia, the letter says, indicating that he'll be sentenced to 62 months that he's already spent behind bars in London. Okay, hold on. Does he get time served behind this shit? Julian Assange is a very interesting character. He released information, basically changed how we got information because there's a lot of things that he was able to expose and to basically just shine a light on what was occurring. So espionage, I understand because of the information that he released, but he wasn't wrong. The government has been watching. They do watch, and now they just use Facebook and other social medias to watch us. I don't think Julian Assange is such a bad person. There's much worse people in the world. And yeah, I do believe in freedom of the press. I'm not a journalist. I am a podcaster. I just happen to do a talk show. And that's why that's the only time I say I'm a podcaster. I'm not a journalist. I didn't go to school for journalism, and I really don't care about much. I just read so much shit that it makes me go crazy if I sit around and just keep it inside. That's why we do the show. I promise you. That's why it's a show that'll never end. I'm always reading shit and I'm always learning something new. J.Lo's camp thinks that they're going to go to Nashville and put out a Puerto Rican country album. J.Lo, I'm asking you, fire your team, the whole team. Come work with me and help me put together this sitcom. You can play my mother. I promise you, you remind me of this lady so much. Y'all should meet. Y'all will be best of friends. I even think y'all went to high school together, as a matter of fact. You and my mother grew up in the same neighborhood. I want you to play my mother. You should not go do country music. I want Ben to assist me in writing. You can just be a part of the show and help me take it to the next level. We need to take it to the next level, Jen. Me, you, Kasabian and Jennifer, or Kasabian and Giggly, or whatever the fuck, whatever you want to make it, we'll make it. Just know that my name will go first, and then we'll go from there. We'll build together. And I want Ben involved. I don't care how miserable he looks. I want to work with him too. Don't do country music. It ain't for you. Stop doing music. Focus on production and help who's coming next. I blame Jennifer Lopez and Fat Joe for the reason that hip hop and R&B don't have more American or by Northern Puerto Ricans. Damn it. I don't even know how to, like, New Yorkers should have been put on by the droves because of Fat Joe and Jennifer Lopez, and they weren't. They sat there and they sucked up every fucking penny for themselves, and they make it so hard for us to. Why is Fat Joe and Wendy Williams and not me? I know why, because he's Fat Joe, but I'm just saying, you see, I could have done Wendy Williams. I hate doing the what-if-isms. There's a word for that, but I'm just saying, make room. And Jennifer, come work on the sitcom. Let go of whatever's going on with country. You don't want to do that. Just let that go. Please let it go. Have y'all ever heard of time blindness? Me neither. Apparently, time blindness is when you can't be on time for things. And if you call restaurants and kindly ask them if they acquiesce to time blindness disease, they will kindly tell you. Honestly, it's probably one of the craziest things that you've ever heard. And I'm here to tell you it's not a thing. You're just a moron. Time blindness? Not a thing. If you called and you said, "Sir, I have time blindness," and I said, "What is time blindness?" and you go, "Well, I have an appointment at 4 o'clock, but I'll probably get there whenever I feel like it," I would say, please kindly thank you. There's no way that that's going to be a thing. Enough. They always say, "Oh, it's a microaggression." Time blindness isn't real. You can't lie. Stop making shit up. There's no such thing as time blindness. Then I have fucking completion fear. I have fear of getting shit done. It's just being lazy. I don't fucking get shit done because I'm scared. I'm scared inside, okay? It's different. You don't have time blindness. You're just an asshole that doesn't know how to read a clock. Time blindness. Let's dig in to the K-Dot. Pause. Let's recap the K-Dot Pop Out and Show 'em show. Now, didn't make it to California. It was Juneteenth. Shout out to everyone who celebrated Juneteenth. But enjoyed it on the big TV. Amazon did a great job with production. I mean, audio sounded great. Video was great. One hiccup, had to reset the feed one time. Looked amazing. Kendrick put out, I hope I said Kendrick and I didn't say anything else. I don't know why my brain is. Last episode, every number, I said the I-15, it was supposed to be the 95. I said some other number, I was completely wrong. Don't mind me if I'm just blurting out different numbers. I'm trying to get my brain working again late nights. It's not doing too well, but we're getting it together. Kendrick's show was awesome. Watching everybody, like, it was so reminiscent because, like, I grew up with all these people. We were doing music together. At the time that Kendrick was doing what he was doing, I was doing what I was doing. Everybody went their ways. Congratulations to everyone that their dreams came true. I heard Kendrick just raps and works out all day. Shout out. I wish I could, dog. I really am proud of you, and I'm proud of everything you did. This wasn't even about Drake. This was a really, really fucking awesome moment in hip-hop. And it was an awesome moment for the West Coast. I've been out here so long now that I'm more West Coast than I am East Coast. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm a man with no country. I'm not Puerto Rican enough to be Puerto Rican. I ain't been to New York in so long. I don't feel like I'm from New York. I don't rep Vegas on the local level enough to feel like I'm from this place either. I don't know. Shout out to K-Dot. That was an amazing show. And no drama. It was just beautiful. Like, everybody just did well. The dances were dope. It was dump. See, Crumpers was coming out. Honestly, it couldn't have went no better. And I know everybody was asking, oh, what happened with Game? What happened with Snoop? I don't think those people needed to be there at this point in time. This was what it was, and it was probably one of the dopest shows I've ever missed. But it was dope. And I really, really hope that we get to see more of that. And if you have time blindness, you should not be a part of that. Let's get into one more story, and we'll start talking about the perfect wife. And we'll also jump into Joe Budden Spaces. I love how let's jump into Joe Budden Spaces first. On Spaces, on X, there's a group of people that love to plot on the demise of Joe Budden. Not only do they do this for hours, but they do this for days in groups and think fucking like a clinic almost of hate. It's what it is. It's not real anything. You have Taxstone, who's in jail for who knows how long, talking about what happened 15 years ago and how he changed it. These people talk like when you first come out of high school and you're like 25 and you still compare yourself to what was going on in high school. Y'all are losers. The fact that we continue to speak about the Rory and Mal breakup, I get it. It was big time. Shut up. Nobody cares. Like, it's weird. Y'all make up stories about the same stories that we've heard. Y'all got to stop. Y'all can't keep you keep remixing the remix and it's watered down. The Spaces is nasty. And you got Flip out here about to crash out. I don't know why Flip is acting like this, but Flip about to crash out. The whole Joe Budden hate Spaces, y'all are the most amazing people I've ever seen in my life. Congratulations to y'all. I just like listening. That shit is weird. Weird. Very weird. I promise you it's weird. Now, this auto dealer story is pretty amazing. The system that is used to process your payment, how much the car is valued at, the money that the dealership makes, how much they pay everybody. That's all one system that was purchased by many dealerships because they have no, what's the right word? I got to come up with the right word. They don't have any independence. They just follow the trend. If this is what works, we're all going to buy the same system, the same program, and use it. This program's connected online. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. For selling cars, why are you set up online when y'all know y'all can't sell a car online to save your lives? Car dealerships are probably I don't even want to talk about it. Stories out of Reuters. U.S. auto dealerships grapple with a cyber attack led. Is it really led? Led on. What? Why would they write like that? U.S. auto dealerships grappled with a cyber attack led ongoing software outage on Monday. Oh, okay. I guess that does make sense. With some reverting to manual paperwork as car industry technologies provider, CDK, what does that stand for? Work to restore their systems by more than 15,000 retail locations. 15,000 locations are down. That's awesome. The outage impacting CDK's dealer management system that is used to complete deals, track store profitability, and monitor employee compensation has significantly slowed down. This whole system shut down the entire auto industry. This significantly slowed down the auto retail industry, said Cliff. I'm not gonna give him his last name. I hate naming these people that give these quotes, but shout out to Cliff over there at the National Cybersecurity. What is that? Alliance? Nice. That just sounds fancy. A hacker group called Black Suit is behind a cyber attack on CDK, according to intelligence analysis at the security firm Recorded Future. Figure it out. Cybersecurity ain't going anywhere no time soon, but I promise you this, car dealerships ain't really doing too much to keep you or doing too much to get you to buy a car. I promise you if you could buy a car online and not talk to nobody, that would be the way to go, but they can't get rid of them damn fees because they know they make money that way, but what do I know? I just be talking shit on the internet. Perfect Wife. It's on Hulu. It's scary. It's sad. It's emotionality. I've been with my wife for almost 20 years. If she went for a walk and disappeared, I think I would, one, go Super Saiyan 4 and lose my shit. I would grow a tail, turn into a gorilla, and tear this motherfucker up. Do you hear me? I'm not playing. I wouldn't know how to act. I wouldn't even know how to put myself in that position. And these type of stories, these type of stories scare me. They really do. But then when you find out that the perfect wife actually ran off to go be with her ex-boyfriend and beat herself up and make it seem as if she was kidnapped by some Mexicans, and holy shit, she beat herself up with a hockey stick and asked him to hit her with a hockey puck. Then she put chains and zip ties around her wrist, chain around her waist, and pretends to be kidnapped and beat up by some Mexican women and a Mexican dude, all to just get away from her husband. Leave. Just look me in my face and say, I'm out. Good luck. Don't go and do some shit like this. Y'all ever seen Gone Girl? That's what I thought this was. I thought this was like Gone Girl. Or I thought he killed her at first, to be honest with you. I thought he offed her and said, you know what? I'm sick of this goofy. But no, he was sincerely hurt. But she was a real nasty animal. The lady set up her own kidnapping, sent the man a package to come pick her up. The man was her ex-boyfriend. Most likely her little hussy ass was out there still doing who knows what. Which, I mean, to each his own. I don't know how to feel about anybody's anything. All I know is that in the situation, I'll be completely devastated. And I think finding out that you did all that shit just to get away, like, nah, fuck you, die. Straight like that. You don't deserve this or the kids. I don't know how you could even do that shit for that long. She was gone for 21 days and made it seem like she was being completely tortured. And the whole time she set the whole shit up. That's diabolical. And all her jail pictures, she was smiling too. Why they let this woman go to jail and have a Kodak camera just smiling it up? That y'all know what y'all do. She's a pretty little girl that's going to be all over TV for the next 6 months. But she's an animal. She's a cold-blooded animal. Used to put bags of alcohol around her kid's neck so that they would stay sick. I didn't even know alcohol made you sick if you inhaled it for too long. Did you know that? Who the fuck does that? That's nasty on just a whole different level. It took me to dark matter. And I'm gonna tell y'all this about dark matter. Y'all can get mad at me if you want to, but I promise you, dark matter is nothing but a heroin addict's story. Everything of dark matter reminds me of what heroin is and how people act on heroin, and they're just using fancy fucking names and giving you fancy realisms when in reality, this is what heroin does to people all the time. The character is a heroin addict. You don't remember your child passed away. You just start to forget shit. All of a sudden, you start spending money you don't have. That's what heroin addicts do. What the fuck are we talking about? He got tracks? These are heroin addicts. This guy's having hallucinations on his heroin. He's in the trap. That's what people think. They're inside of a superposition cube when they're in a fucking dusty apartment with 17 other crackheads jamming it up. That's how I feel. Dark matter might be something deeper than that, but there's only 17 stories you could tell. This is the heroin story. That's all this is. This is a really dope ass heroin trip. It is. It's cool, but it's a heroin trip. The next story is out of the New York Times. This is another nightmare of mine, and I don't know how many fears we've unlocked today, but this one's really going to fuck me up. You ever heard of the International Space Station? It's in space. It's pretty far. You got to take a spaceship to get there. Would you take a spaceship that had a leak? How about a few leaks? These people did. Stories out of the New York Times. NASA and Boeing. Who trusts Boeing anymore? NASA and Boeing managers knew their Starliner rocket had a leak before launch, but believed it was too small to pose a threat. There's no such thing as a leak. Too small. When I'm going into space, I go to space, no leaks. Not little leaks, not medium leaks, not could be a leak. Nothing. Fix the leak before I go out of space. This is not in space. This is literally leaving. You're orbiting. But no, I'm not going with leaks. 2 astronauts remain stuck in the International Space Station over this issue. Not only was it just a small leak, officials found helium leaks on the troubled Starliner, before its launch on June 5th. But NASA and the Boeing leader said the rocket was good to go because the issue was supposedly too small to pose a safety threat. I wouldn't trust anybody at Boeing to tell me anything about safety. And at this point, NASA is on their last legs anyway with this whole moon landing debacle. We're bringing it back. I don't trust Boeing. I don't trust NASA. And these people went into space with a leaky spaceship. It's the year 2024. This is the type of shit you should have done in the 60s. This is embarrassing. This is Bush League. Bush League. What else happened? I don't know what else happened. I think those were all the stories. I'm so mad about that spaceship story. Could you imagine that you say, hey man, how's the spaceship look? And they go, it's fine. Got a couple leaks. Huh, what? It's got a couple leaks. Okay. Are we going to fix the leaks? Nah, not that big of a deal. Word? You telling me my spaceship leaks aren't that big of a deal? You'll be fine. Are you sure? Do you really think it's a good idea to go into space with leaks? How many leaks do you think you can go into space with without dying? Well, apparently 5. 5 helium leaks can get you to the International Space Station. They won't get you back home. They've been postponed for 2 weeks now. They were supposed to come home over the weekend. They can't. The shit is broken. Uber doesn't make it up there. Lyft hasn't started their spaceship travel yet. Fucking SpaceX isn't taking a trip to go get them. And I don't think Virgin is going to take a trip to go pick them up. So this is going to be really interesting. It's amazing to see that Boeing, one of our strongest industries, it was like America's leader, is the worst fucking company that we've ever seen. Safety secondary. It's really amazing. What a show. I promise you, I try to do an hour show, and I can't get an hour. I tried as much as I possibly could to do a whole hour. And are we going to do Unstoppable again, even though they'll flag the episode? Let's do it. I don't care. Unstoppable. I know you need it. Here we go. Well, y'all, this was the show. I must say thank you. I mean it. I mean it. Thank you. All of you. All the hate. All the like. I don't care. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. The love, of course, more than the hate. The hate don't bother, though.
I got a mess.
Who the fuck is this? It's Kasabian.
I'm back in this bitch. I took a year off, but still on the same shit. Speed past the strip, hit the east with a bad bitch. Then bring it back to the crib.
You already know this.
On my last 2.
Man, I thought it was just only right that my biggest song with my 500th episode, this show, just so y'all know,
Kill shit. It's
had Spanish episodes.
the motherfucker right now.
We did Spanish for about 3 months. I would do the show in English and then double back and do it in Spanish.
You a buster. Who you tryna
Covered the politics heavy.
fucker?
Real estate, money, entertainment, hip hop. This is hip hop. I'm hip hop. I started this show because there wasn't people that looked like me talking to me about real estate, money, or the news. Every time I turn on the TV, it looks like some doctors or some shit. You never see somebody with face tattoos or somebody that looks like me telling you the news. And I might not tell you the news the best, but I bring you something. And that's what I'm here for. And I'm only going to get better.
Buddy, call me back.
I hope.
You trying to rap?
But my name is Kasabian Lavoe. Live in the moment. Don't live in the past. Be safe. Stay dangerous. Lavoe loves you. One.
Work for me. I'm giving back to the city.
Turn it all the way up.
Made me. Why you lying on the trap beats? I'm out here showing kids
What they can be.
So what the fuck? I ain't move white too?
Huh?
So what the fuck? I ain't move tree too? Matter of fact,
Where was you at in the streets, dude?
Well, I had my pistol on me.
I ain't see you.
Now ask Keys
About the $40,000 whip. It sound like a lot
on the
then.
block with no locks. Had more money when
I was 18.
Then most of these old heads wanna fuck with me.
Then go ahead. Cheer. All right, y'all. My name is Kasabian. Thank you again. It's 500 episodes. I mean, that's amazing. I appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all are the beautiful people. I've been saying what's going on, beautiful people, for 20 years, since before I started the show. And y'all are the beautiful people. Thank you. Thank you.